initiates for the flame. You are now programmed to drop dem draws. Have you been maintaining your flame?
You underestimated your child. You underestimated your child. You underestimated your child.
Grand Rising, peace to the tribe. How we doing this morning? What's up with it? What's up with it? It's your boy, AD. If you are new here, it's your first time, welcome to the show. You are here with the Niches of the Flame. The show is sponsored by, the Niches of the Flame, for the Flame. Join the Discord. Also, check out the websites and all. But today, we're here to talk about a lot of things, and that's focused on really creativity and the creative outlook pertaining to you. Really, how to cultivate a sacred space for your creativity. So, I want everybody to be focused on that, because at the end of the day, your creativity matters. Your creativity comes from a deep source of you. But before that, you know what I'm saying? I got some things I want to show you guys, present to you all for the collective that all you guys need, and it will change your life and help you. And welcome to the website. This is the Initiate for the Flame website. Right now we do have a limited time deal, 5 for 55 sale. Get all of our flame supplements in a discounted package. So that is ashwagandha, maca root, tonga ali, lion's mane, and then you have our flame on pill, which is a combination of them all, giving you a boost of awareness, stress relief, testosterone, cognitive boost. And that's the benefit of using herbs and nootropics in your day-to-day, especially when you have a regimen, a diet, and you know how to use them at the best, whether if you're making tinctures, teas, encapsulations, and more. Having herbs in your arsenal is really strong, right? Because a lot of times we see all these supplements, we see all these things out here, and you have to understand your lifestyle is the key. So you really don't need supplements, right? Don't ever feel forced like you gotta have these things. But having herbs in your life will change your lifestyle. It will also bring you a lot of things, and it helps with your magic. It helps with your abundance. It helps with your health. So it's like, why not have it? You know what I'm saying? You always have some Robitussin in your cabinet to give to your child or to have for yourself. So why not have herbal concoction ready? You know what I'm saying? Like, right now the pollen is heavy. So it's like, everybody should be taking up on their ginger. Everybody should be trying to boost their immune system, really clear their lymphatic system. And that is hard to do because you got to have a diet, you got to have a regimen. And, if you join with the flame, if you join the Discord, we can talk and discuss these things. We also have a chef in our Discord. Shout out to the intuitive chef. You know what I'm saying? So check him out because he's in the Discord. And if you need recipes, you can talk to him and he can help you out with that. You know what I'm saying? There's all types of people in our Discord. So join our Discord. But all of our products, right? It's all right here on the site. We got books, we got tarot decks, right? And, you should get these tarot decks, right? Because when we talk about tarot, I need everyone to understand when it comes to tarot is used for meditative practices. So readings and divination comes second, right? It's for personal growth, understanding how to access your subconscious mind. That is the goal of tarot decks, right? It's like ink blotting. When you have ink blotting, you're looking at an image that is a dark color, and this, image might be a butterfly that's black, but in the image, you are seeing whatever your inner world is showing you or whatever your subconscious mind is showing you. So you might see something different, right? Where it's showing you this image. Now, though tarot or tarot period, when you see these images, they're images reciting specific things and energies, right? Angels, deities. These Hebrew letters really speak a lot. And if you focus on the card, it will resonate with you and they'll pertain to a specific thing. So, like, even though these cards are painted, have certain words on them, when you study them and learn them, you can understand how it's correlating to you at specific times. Like last night, I pulled a card for somebody and he was going through a situation, and I got the five of discs, which is worry, right? And it was kind of looking for a yes or no. And for me, like fives are more of a no and the odd number. And then when you just think about fives in the Kabbalah or the Tree of Life, and we look at the fives and all the other cards, you know, like for example, when we get into these cards, right, of the Thoth Tarot, bring up something for you guys to see. This for all my tarot readers out here. Check out this site, Esoteric Meanings. Really helps you study tarot cards, period. And if you get into this, you'll be able to lock in and tap in. So this is the wands, but this is the five of wands, right? Which is strife. You got, which is the five of wands, which is strife. It's kind of upside down, right? You got the five of cups, which is disappointment. Disappointment, right? These cups are dried out, and this represents water, right? So, like, these cups being dried out, it's kind of not a good sign, right? Because you want your cup to be full. You want your cup to have water. You want, because when you think about us as spiritual beings, it's like the ocean, right? Being in the cup. We all contain source. But just like the cup, we all have different shapes, sizes, and forms to ourselves, personality. So you want your cup to be full. All right. And going to the last two cards, sorry. Because I said the five of discs already. I'm gonna show you that image. I'm gonna show you the five of swords, which is defeat. And then that's like an upside pentagram or upside down star. So, like, I'm showing you these things because, to understand fives and tarot, or the Tree of Life, and off the Thoth Tarot, because that's the deck I love to use, and that's what I'm showing you guys now. To understand that, you have to understand the fives. You have to see the energies of the other card, and understanding the Saphira that governs the number 5, which is Mars, right? And the name of that Saphira is Gebra. So when we understand that energy, and let's say you don't understand the Tree of Life yet, but you understand the planets and astrology, you can understand the energy easier. So 5 is governed by Mars, Gebra. So when we understand Mars energy and what signs that Mars rules, Scorpio and Aries, more of a masculine, feminine, hot and cold, we understand certain energies and concepts pertaining to Mars and how it can be overzealous, impulsive, stern, combative, lustful. So when we understand those energies of Mars, and there's the good things of Mars though, tactfulness, being able to use the energy of aggression and impulsiveness and control it to hone it, to be able to understand your masculine energy, just period, for a woman and a man, because we all have these energies residing in us. A man has a feminine soul, a woman has a masculine soul. So when we tap into these energies, we can understand them and explain them more and understand the cards. So let me go into the 5 of Discs to show you that image. Worry. This is the 5 of Discs, worry. So that's why my answer was my yes or no program for the decks, because I go off of even and odd numbers and also what the card is saying. And then that gives me my yes or no. So this was my no, because they was in a place of worry, discontent, or resilience. So it's just like understand the energy of this card too, right? And the reason why I say study this website, because it also has the wider weight cards too. So this is the tree of life I'm talking about. This is Gebra right here where Mars governs. And the fives is here, but they're dealing in Earth. So we're in Asaya, right? The 5 of Discs is associated with Gebra and Asaya. The power of Gebra Mars disrupts our earthly life again. Sorry, my computer being slow. Okay, there you go. So, and this gives you divinatory meanings and understandings, and then it gives you the symbology of the card. So when you look at the card, you understand, right? The black egg is the spirit at the bottom, meaning our spirit is being crushed by the weight of the world at the moment, right? And if you go back up to the card, black disc is right here. That's the spirit at the bottom, and that's why I said when we look at this triangle, this pentagram or this 5-star, right? When it's upside down, it represents Baphomet. Right? You can see Baphomet's head within that. Right? You can't tell me that's not Baphomet. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that energy, spirit is upside down. So yeah. So I want to carry on, because it's like I just brought that up, because when you dealing with tarot, and it's like, all right, if you want to get into divinatory aspects or reading aspects, this is what you do. But you have to understand the cards subconsciously. You have to understand the tree of life. You have to understand all these things so you can combine. So when you get these cards, don't just get these cards and try to charge niggas for readings when you ain't did no cleansing work, when you ain't really trying to figure out who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like when you try to do this type of stuff, you really have to be sincere. You really have to help people. So it's like, if you want to book a reading with me, I tell them, go ahead, but like, this reading is not just for like, we get a reading and you out my life. No, you get a reading with me, we working, we building, I'm still checking up on you. I'm trying to actually build with you. You know what I'm saying? Reading your astrology chart and constantly working with your chart is a beautiful thing to do, because it helps you understand you. If you got into astrology and don't know or understand astrology, just study the sun, right? Because understanding the sun and moon helps you understand the two aspects of yourself, the ego and the subconscious, right? Or your inner world and your outer world. The ego and the unconscious mind. We have to understand these things, because the sun and moon represents that. And the sun is going to be in Aries soon. So if you're a person who wants to study astrology and get good at it, start when the Aries in the sun, because the sun stays in the sign for at least a month. So while this whole entire sun is going through Aries and through the defects, you can make a program and a daily agenda for yourself to study this, to understand what is going on within the chart or the sign or the actions of the sun, and you can break it down. You have a lot of time. You have a whole month to study the sign Aries, what it relates to, spiritual meaning, will help you understand astrology as you go through the houses. And this is the beginner steps, right? And don't take that as like a knock, because being a beginner is a blessing. Being able to start something is a blessing. Getting to learn something is a blessing. So whenever you're in that space of learning, you will always grow. But you gotta just take time with it, because everybody in astrology or anything. You might be like, oh, he's a master. This guy is cool, but he's here. Yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the information, we're all studying. We're all conversing. So join the Discord and join Luna conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of chats where we talk about astrology. And it could probably be hard for people to talk about astrology because they feel like they don't know nothing about astrology. But if you learn and share, or you ask questions, we all can learn and share. So, book a reading with us. We also got business and consultations. We got relationship, natal chart readings. You know what I'm saying? So, if y'all got a third, you gotta bring a third. Like, now if that ain't your third, where like they ain't a part of y'all, then okay, then I get it. It could just be y'all too. But if you got a sneaky link, you know what I'm saying, you might as well bring the sneaky link. Be like, hey, we're gonna get this reading. You know what I'm saying? I'm not half, you got your half, I'll pay for both, but you should do this because I really want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a little bop that you really got feelings for, and you've been beating them Sonic coins out of her. So you know what I'm saying? Or you've been popping them walnuts on that guy. So it's like, look that. And imagine you and your partner studying, right? No, not imagine. If you study in astrology and this is part of your life, have your partner study it with you. And watch how you guys understand each other deeply, and how you guys grow spiritually, and how you guys can build rituals together. That is the goal. So check it out. And you can get a big reading from us, all four of us. And, you can Patreon. We got all types of stuff, man, that's going on. And then we have offers. And for a person who wants to learn from business, if you always got offers, people are always going to come and rap with you. Like, that's just facts. People always gonna come and rap with you. So, also, check out our Substack, the Niches for the Flame Substack, because we are really going and popping and writing a lot. But as I'm showing you guys all this stuff, also check out my website, adfortheflame.com. Check me out. You know what I'm saying? All at the top. You can find what you need, services. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, book, put your email in, subscribe, chat with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Check out my content, plumbing, booking, my personal brands. We got all types of stuff. Check out my Substack, of course. So, Sound Soul Libraries. Also, check out the Niches for the Flame. Just dropped the article at least 3 days ago. So check us out, man. We're always writing. You know what I'm saying? And we're always trying to just focus. So I feel like if you don't have a Substack, if you don't got a YouTube, if you're a creative person, if you don't have no outlets to place your art, how do you expect people to see it? How do you expect people to share it? How do you expect people to find it? And that is key and goal today. Because it's like, what we're here to talk about is building your creativity. That is the main goal, building your creativity. I don't know if y'all care about your creativity, but I care about mine. I do. I really want to build a space for it. I want to have it grow when I'm in my 50s, 60s, 40s, 30s. I'm 25 now. I want to have my art displayed. I want to have, a lot of things made. I want my mind to be exuberant and free and express it because I made a space for my creativity, right? Because why is creativity so important? Creativity allows us to have a place of expression, and it allows us to show who we are, right? It allows us to be able to tap into source. A lot of people who are creative have an ability to tap into source. Some people are aware of it, some people are not. But your divine spark and creativity is related to that. And I need you to understand that. Because if you don't, it's gonna be like you're gonna be in a place where you just shut down. You're doing the BS. You're doing things that don't serve you. You in places hanging out with people that don't fit you. And when you try to get on something that you should, or when you try to be creative, and these people that's not around you that are creative, you're gonna like low key like be in your place. You're gonna be like, damn, like what did I do wrong? Why they don't job with you boy? Like, or every time I show my homies this and that, they just don't care. And it's like, no, they if they hearing you wrong, it's probably not your team. Right? If you're hearing them wrong, it's probably not your team. And I need y'all to understand that, right? Or they're not trying to understand you, they're not trying to help you or build you. It's just like you gotta fall back and focus on yourself. Because that's the goal you want to aim for, is building a community and building a place, a tribe of people who are down for you, who are trying to build with you. And it's like if they ain't on that, why they around? So now I want to share this article I wrote, right? Because this article gets on to basically what we're talking about, period. Because a lot of people, they don't have a place for their creativity. Like they lost it, but it never died. It's always been there, but they just lost it. Right. So look, check this out. This is my article I wrote, and I want you guys to go check it out on my Substack. So I'm writing a new one, and I'm gonna have an article out every Monday. So prepare to be shook of me. Prepare to be shook of me, ugly ass. Y'all, for real, because it's like I'm gonna be out here showing my art, showing my creativity. You know what I'm saying? Showing people what they are going through, because they have this mask on their face. They are not speaking. They are not creative. They can't even talk from a place of how they feel to the people they love. Right? So here's a quote for you that I want you guys to really think about, take with you on your day to day. Silence is death. And if you talk, you die. And if you remain silent, you die. So speak out and die. Right? You gotta be willing to go out there and do, man. I'm willing to go out there and do. Whether it be crash and burn, what if it doesn't go as planned? What if you're scared? Because most of the things that you're pushing to that's scaring you is the things that you should strive to. That is the goal. Whatever is scaring you or pushing you, you need to go towards it. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna be in your ear saying you need to do this, you need to do that. Maybe if you got a loved one or someone that care about you, but 9 times 10, you gotta hear the whispers of your spirit so you can tap into your creativity, right? That's one thing I had spoken to the article, right? Because for the creator, the artist, the seeker, the one trying to find themselves, this depth comes not just from what the world does to us, but from what we do to ourselves. It's the quiet moments we ignore our calling, the times we choose fear over expression, the days we deny our own magic. So it's like there's people who are not really hearing themselves, right? They're not hearing, right, their creativity spark, right? Because 9 times 10, you're gonna be seeing all these people doing these creative things, and then it's going to depress you even more or make you sad even more because now you're in a place of comparison and envy. And it's like you're not using the envy to drive you like in a way like, oh man, like they doing good, like I want to be doing good too. But you're not doing that. And it's like to create a sacred space. I said sacred place, a sacred place for creativity is that you gotta do the journaling, right? But first, before we say journaling, daily agenda, you gotta have a daily agenda. I got two planners that I write in. I got one for work, I got one for my content in my day. But if you don't have a daily agenda, that's what's gonna always really slow you down. Because your daily agenda helps you create a law, a process for you to grow and learn, for you to create, for you to meditate, for you to even eat or have fun and relax. But 9 times 10, we don't have a daily agenda, nor do we plan around our day to even be messed up or we have to deal with this. I'm still gonna make time for this. Like our priorities are not straight. So that's why we can't even create because our mind is not focused. Our lives is not planned out for ourselves. And if you want to be creative, of course you want to have those spurts where you just start drawing, where you just start planning. But you got to get to a point where you can tap in and do. Like, for example, when I go to train at the dojo, I be wanting to record content and all that. But man, I be wanting to put my phone down and get to work. I know how to get into that flow state. Like I'm not even trying to sound hard, but that's the truth. Because the flow state is a place of mentality. It's a mental place. So for you to get into the flow state, you have to build that repetition of focus. That's why meditation is important, right? Because if you want to meditate, I'm sorry, if you want to manifest, because that's what these people got you so tricked on, is manifest. But they don't tell you the ins and out of manifesting and how you can manifest things in your life based on your frequency, right? So if your frequency ain't right, you'll just be manifesting shit in your life. You just don't understand why this happens to you. So if you don't got a daily agenda, if you're not focusing your mind, if you're not paying bills, did you even do your taxes? Like, it's levels to this shit. Like it is. Because it's like there's people who care about it and there's people who don't care. And that's what we gotta realize. There's people who care about it, and there's people who don't care. So you gotta care about your daily agenda in your life and create this process of learning so you can grow. Because if you don't, you'll never have that creative space. You'll never be able to tap into it because you never build it up. So when it's time to tap into it, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be iffy. It's gonna be like, damn, like, I don't know. And it's like if you're having a hard time, join the Discord, right? The Discord is free. We got some big things in there, but it's free. But I'm trying to help people build this creative space for themselves. I want them to be able to create channels inside the Discord and help themselves make money. And we all make money. And we help people and bring them value and service, right? But you have to really tap into your creative space and find out what you want to do and understand what you want to do. So when you hit me up, you be like, hey, yo, AD, like, you know, I don't know, but I want to start chatting Discord, whatever. I'm like, yeah, if you need help, if you want to plan it out, we can plan it. We can make a time. We can link up at a certain time, schedule a date, and constantly plan and talk about this, do that. Help you build yourself because it's like if you join the Discord and chat in the Discord and help everybody in Discord, you know, you don't feel like you have to do shit to pay, right? That's one thing people get like worried of, just like having to pay money for shit. And you know, not everybody got it. Everybody trying to save their dollars. People trying to invest in stock. It's so much. Everything, your coffee, you got to pay for your coffee. It's just so much out here that requires money. But I'm trying to tell you that we have offers on offers. And one of my offers is to join the Discord. Help build yourself. Help build the people in there. All right. and watch what happens. The value that you are trying to create for your life comes from building a community. You have to build a community, and I'm going to be saying that until I'm 50, 60 years old, and there's going to be a whole bunch of people behind me, right now on the stream, but it's going to be some people behind me who's working with me that are strong. They believe in spirit, they believe in themselves, they believe in their team, and they're trying to become leaders and build a community, have reach. That is the goal. Like, because it's when you go into your area, your city, you find people doing so much stuff, doing so many things. You be like, damn, like I didn't know they was deep. Like y'all, like bike riding. I bet y'all see these people go bike ride, boy, and you just be like, dang, like these boys be deep out here. And this is a community. I bet like you join that community, they see you working hard. They gonna be like, what's your name, bro? We be seeing you up here. You be out here? Yeah, I be out here. Yeah. Yeah, you shy. We can tell you shy. You trying to still ride with us, boy. Ride. Let's see what you like. You might even get a bike from them. I'm doing this grappling sport for so long. I ain't got so many keys, so many photos, so many boxing gloves. One person gave me a heavy bag. I still got it. I be in that mud. Us. I'm us. So it's just like you find this community and you build. You're just gonna have this abundance in your life that you can't explain to people. Your phone always gonna be ringing, and you gonna be like, "Y'all, I gotta meditate today. Let me meditate. Let me take my flame pill, and I'm gonna come right back to y'all." Like that's what you gotta be on. You gotta be honest. You gotta talk. You gotta communicate because when you think about this creativity that you find in yourself and you connect it with your soul, is the key. So now let's go into journaling. The journaling that you have to do, you have to constantly talk to yourself, guide yourself, right? It's like what they tell you about prayer. Prayer is like you're really just talking to the God in you. It's a form of meditation. Journaling is a form of meditation that you need to take on in your life. And you need to do it every day. And if you do it every other day because you're too damn busy, I get it. Set a time, but you better have a lot to write. You better have a lot to write if you don't take a day or two. You better not come in there and write this list, boom, I'm done. No. I bet you'll scroll for an hour before you'll journal for an hour. So, because it's like I've been up since like 2. I ain't gonna lie, I was scrolling for a little bit. I was like, hold up, man. Like I know I just woke up, but like let me go create. Let me plan something for the chat. Like we talked about a lot in our Discord regarding creativity. Because I asked anybody, like, here, let me pull up the Discord. Join the Discord. Make sure you check out this article too before I bounce off of it. The death of an artist. Check this out. This is really talking about reigniting your creative spirit, understanding how your creative spirit is gone. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, upgrade to pay if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Because I got an article list. I'm gonna bust out, and we're gonna be going into classes soon for the brothers. You know what I'm saying? I was having some deep conversation with some masculine, strong men who trying to understand their life and really find God. And we was all talking about senior intention. So there's gonna be some things coming for that. No, pause. There's gonna be things on the way for that. So be ready. So brothers come out there, it ain't gonna be nothing crazy or crazy price, but it is gonna be online workouts, online things, and it's gonna be real small. Of course, most of them gonna be free. I'm gonna help y'all. So I'm gonna check out the flame, check out the art, check out the roads. Like this is what y'all need to be doing. Y'all need to be better writing. You see old bro in the picture, right? You know what I'm saying? So like check out. And remember, this is the one question I want you to take from this article. What does my soul actually want to express? You have to find that out. This is how you return to the flame. Not by forcing it, by making space for it. Because spirit doesn't shout. It whispers. If you're too busy proving yourself, you'll miss it. So forget the views. Forget all this. If you put it out there in social media, see, don't worry about it. You might blow up. But if you want to just have a space to create, we need to be doing this. So the journaling, right? Let's not get off topic. The journaling, I need you to constantly ask yourself questions. Honestly, be honest to yourself about, like, you know, what's my diet regimen? You should have that tracked in your journal. How many times you pooped should be in your journal. And you like, whoa, why should I record that? Because your bowel movement is a serious thing. Like if you ain't letting it out, just understand why you're not creative. You know, that's coming from an athlete. It's just like, boy, I know how it feels to have a gut and try to do some athletics. It is not fun. And we have to fight on our neck. What do you know about being folded up? And you got like 8-10 pounds of fat on your stomach, keeping you from being folded. So now they just folding you. They're folding you. I'm not gay. You know what I'm saying is jiu-jitsu is not gay. It's not. Wrestling is not gay. You know, I'm not a cross gripper. Like, you will not tell me I'm a cross gripper. Okay? Because people have said that to me before. Because, when we be throwing them hands, I slam niggas. But it's the Discord. Join the Discord. We was in this much chatting. But the main thing I had asked people, anybody feeling like they in a creative block or dealing with a hard time to create or find what you want to create? We had answers, people said experiencing blogs. People said they're just, reflecting. You got one person talk about they're finding ways to express their creativity. You got one person saying they good, you know what I'm saying? So here's a service shop. Subscribe to the mastermind. You do get a 1 week free trial, and again, the mastermind is on Sundays. Sorry, we haven't really been there to read the book, but the point of the mastermind is to chat in the Discord and help build your brand. Like, this is where you get access to all of us to help build your brand. Like, if you don't want to pay for the consultation, right? Join the mastermind group and just pay $10, $9. And it's a monthly subscription, and you're with us all the time. You get help all the time. You get help with your business, all that. You get immediately contact with the niches, all 4 of us. We're going to give you business advice, life advice. You know what I'm saying? So, readings, grab with us. Join the mastermind. This is how you spare yourself from what you paying so much rent. And this is how you learn to make offers for people, right? Because it's like, if people don't want to join and pay all this other stuff, buy my book. You know what I'm saying? Go, if you don't want to, because we're going to have financial literacy classes coming up. But if you don't want to do that, pay all that stuff, you can just buy the book. So it's just ways to make offers for people and to do certain things that you have to focus on and think about, because you got to go learn. If you're not trying to learn and figure out ways to create revenue for your business, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard trying to do certain things where you're going to be like, man, why this ain't happening, or I don't know, or I just can't think about it. And you got to create a space for it. That's that Tonga Ali, ashwagandha, and the black maca with lemon juice and some a little bit of monk fruit sweetener. Started my morning with that. Ooh, a wide awake, focus, enhanced. Shout out to the flame, vicious for the flame. Join the Discord. So, and join the mastermind group. But yeah, man, that is the real focus. because it's like having a place for your creativity to be expressed and reannounced is important. Because it's like in the Discord, we was all talking, and it's just like having this space is so important. Because it's like one person even got into it's like you know being they can end up being lazy or going through some stuff. So it's like I just want everybody to realize how important building space for your creative outlook is. So it's beautiful, and you have to journal because the journal helps you understand where you're going wrong. Is where you can be honest at. And a lot of times we want to vent to people, we don't have that space, or we don't want to tell people the crazy shit we've been doing, the deviance we've been doing, the debauchery, and it's embarrassing sometimes. So if you create a space where you can reflect and talk to your soul, then it won't be hard to like do the work because it's you you're dealing with. It's not nobody else. It's not somebody you're telling or doing for a show. It's you. And when you learn to alchemize that, then you can do the creativity. So let me bring up um, two tarot cards that you can work with. And I've been meditating, thinking about them. I just want to extreme. Pulling up, hold on. So the two cards, there's the Lover's card and the Art card. So I'm gonna take this time to explain these two cards, and then we're gonna bounce out. What time is it? Yeah, I gotta get going. I don't gotta be at work till 9, but I like to get to the office early and create, chill out, have my desk ready, drink like maybe 2 more cups of tea, one more, because it's like having your day planned out to go, being ahead, being on time. If you try to be a man of power, you don't got no time to waste. If you wasting time, you ain't serious. I had to realize that. So that's why I get up early. That's why I try to go to bed early because if you wasting time, ooh. So remember earlier I talked about meditate. Tarot cards are used for meditation and understanding your mind and accessing certain archetypes within yourself. So I'm showing the Lover's card and the Art card to help you tap into that meditative practice that you can do. And the reason why I'm saying why the Lover's card and why the Art card is because when we think about the Lover's card, a lot of people get caught up into the relationship aspect that comes from the Lover's card, right? Because the Lover card contains a strong emphasis on alchemy, right? And I brought up alchemy earlier. The alchemization to find your creativity, right, starts with this card. Because when we think about our partner, we think about a partner, but really we're thinking about the spiritual marriage, right? The Thoth Lover card governs duality, right? And is also a complex and can be only fully understood in relation to the Art card. So this is one of the most complex cards in the pack, and it's sometimes hard to unravel. So we're going to use this lovely site. I'm gonna pull out my Thoth Tarot book, read from that too, and I got a lot of books. Well, let me turn off my background so you can see easier these books. Alright, so this is the first book. This is the Book of Thoth. I really love this book. I ain't gonna lie, like if I'm like low key having a bad day or I'm just like feeling confused or just not there mentally, I read this book. This book for me gets into a lot of truth, a lot of metaphysical nature, and then also I got a stack of books next to me. I'm just not letting y'all see. You can also get into Understanding the Dope to Road by Milo Dupont. Hey, bro, shout out to Lon. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a video one day together. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, Lon, bro, what took you so long? He said, what took you so long? Like, we gonna say that. Watch. You know, somebody told me I wasn't gonna be on lyrical. I was freestyle, I was rapping. And I said, watch, I'm gonna be on Lyrical Lemonade one day. That boy, somebody laughed at me. I took that shit to heart. I've been building beats. I've been on BeatStars. Boy, I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna let nobody tell me I'm not gonna be great. I can't. I just can't go for that. I just can't. If you willing to let someone tell you that you're not gonna be great, I don't know if you can hang with me. You gotta be willing to prove some people wrong. Like, no, I'm gonna be great. And I'm gonna let you know what great is in my way. So if Lyrical Lemonade is your great, that's your great. But if your great is having your own garden at home and chilling out and loving your family, that is your great. Don't let no one choose your great. You choose it. But my great, I won't land on Lyrical Lemonade. You know, even if I don't. So let's get into this lovers part. All right, let me zoom in so y'all can see a little bit. So, the Rider-Waite lovers card shows a naked man standing beneath the angel Raphael. The angel blesses him, reminds them the union with spirit. So, that is the goal of this card, the union of spirit, right? Because this is like the Hebrew letter of this card represents a sword, the division of two, right? So you can say this is like a separation from your spirit, right? The sword creates duality and polar opposites out of unity. Taking from the formless separates night from day, pleasure from pain. It is through the sword of creation that we recognize our individuality. However, due to this separation, we continually strive with the infinite unity of spirit, even as we fear that reunion, as it involves dissolving our identity into nothingness. This separation also makes us want to connect with another human being. So what I'm going to say is that we get into relationships or we get into situationships and we forget about ourselves. We don't create a space for God or our creativity or life or development. We make time for that poop. You know why a lot of men struggle in life or like crash out and burn? Because they were trying to take down some cheeks. So you need to find your twin, your soul twin. You need to be like little baby. They were like, say twin, say twin, say twin. You know what I'm saying? Like that song sucks. You better not be saying that shit. So now let's go into the art card. Because the art card resembles this union. And you guys need to tap into this union so you can create, so you can alchemize. So you have to deal with the separation. You have to understand the unity and the separation. So who you are individually as the ego, you have to understand the ego. That's what the Gemini card is talking about, the duality, the ego. You have to understand ego, then you have to understand your spirit. You have to understand your unconscious mind, and you have to understand your conscious mind. And to do that starts with meditating and journaling first. Then we can get into the deep shit, the ritualistic shit, the magical shit. Right now, you need to understand why you be crying when your man be trying to give you leadership, or why you get mad at him when he trying to love you for some reason, and you be like, I need the cold shoulder to feel love. And that's a little immature in my eyes. I'll leave that alone. Now, the Temperance card or the Art card. Look, this is an androgynous being right here. This is a being with two faces into one body of two people, right? So if you see the resemblance, you had the hawk, right? Now it's red and white. Like, I don't know. Look, let me go back to the. So I see what I'm talking about. Because you got to see the imagery. Like when we talked about the imagery earlier, it'll help you understand the card. So here's the red and white eagles at the bottom, or the lion and the eagle, and then here they are, and the art card. Boom, boom. So what this is representing is the union between the figure, the androgynous being that we see. When we have connected the masculine and the feminine aspect of ourselves, we become whole. We understand how to connect to soul. So that's why we go looking for a partner, because we try to find somebody who we project our feminine soul onto, us men. So when we're out here chasing a woman and trying to find somebody to love, we're projecting our feminine soul on it. And when we think about this Hebrew letter, Sekhmet, it represents crutch, prop, right? So it's like when we give up our material props and put faith on our spiritual path, our life will be enriched. When we face our fears dwelling in our subconscious, we unravel the difficult aspects of our nature that are unresolved, and we throw away the prop of being comfortable in where we are and move to a place of inner beauty. So if you try to move on, if you try to change, if you try to grow, you gotta connect the masculine or the feminine part of yourself and understand it. So meditate on these two cards, understand them deeply, integrate your opposites, learn how to integrate, do the stuff that you don't want to do, right? If you have a hard time going to work and you don't, but you have user time to fuck off and go kick it and drink and smoke, try to go to work. Try to go to work with a different mind state. Stay off your phone, focus, be a worker. Like, indulge in the opposite so you can get a different view of life that you don't ever give yourself. Like, why do we have to wait to meet other people and hear somebody to find a new perspective of ourselves? Why do we have to go through turmoil and tragedy within a relationship to find out who we are? Why do we need another heartbreak to start our redemption arc? We don't need that. If we just pay attention to ourselves and try to understand who we are deeply, we will get that from striving or understanding self instead of going through countless tragedies, nights behind the jails. Like, it's just so many things that we can avoid and get the turmoil to create. Like, we ever watch a movie of a person trying to like be somebody, but they have oppositions, but it's not the oppositions that are causing them death or stress, whatever. Like, yeah, we do have oppositions like that. We went through some things, but man, like, it's nice to have a learning and experience and a growth curve without having to like actually go through some tragedy. Like, what if we made the things that we don't like to do hard? Like what if we gave ourselves desirable uncomfortable? Like, what if we made everything uncomfortable for ourselves on purpose? So we can be tough, so we can have like moments in our life that strengthen us without having to go through moments in our life that's crippling us, that's making us lean on things. If we learn how to lean on God through practice, through faith, through repetition and consistency, our life will change. So I'm gonna just end it there. I want to say thank you for joining. Um, I appreciate you guys being here and listening to this. I'm gonna share this in the Discord. Join the Discord. Shout out to Indigenous Flame. Also, if you really need help tapping into your creativity, go to my link and hit my referral link, and then you go into the rabbit hole. When I really tapped into microdosing and elevating my mind to the creativity I found in my life and what I made for it is crazy. That's why I started to do my Substack. I had the Substack for a long time, and I had the hardest time trying to start it because I was in the space where like I feel like I couldn't create. I feel like I just couldn't do a lot of things. So I had to like lock in, realize that, I am creative, I have ability to express myself, and I'm a talented person. And I want you guys to think that and feel that for yourself. And if you don't, join Discord so we can help you, so you can build that for yourself. My name is Alex Dorsey. I'm an astrologer, tarot reader, jiu-jitsu practitioner, athlete. You can name it all. But thank you. Peace to you. And keep working hard. And also work smarter too. You'll be surprised when it comes to you. Ashe? Ashe.
Initiates for the flame. You are now programmed to drop dem draws. Have you been maintaining your flame?
You underestimated your child. You underestimated your child.